Okay, on you guys.
Ready?
I'm recording.
Okay. So we have an English Reeve setup. So we're going old school because we're on 9/5 ropes, so we're doing Prussics as our backups, and the attendant minds it depending on which way the rope's going. Pretty intuitive. As soon as one gets tension, you just mind it, and the other one will mind it itself. And from here, this is a swivel pulley, which is kind of nice because we can clip it in directly into a delta link like this. We have to the head, blue goes to the feet. Right here is his primary attachment points. He just has a tib lock set up and then just a sling for a foot loop. And then we're just using a Madrock safeguard because it avoids like creeping down the line compared to like a gree-gree or something. So there's that, and then we opted just to add in a second line, which is also a 9/5 cord. And you just close that off, and that's just for extra redundancy and safety. Moving on up, we have our Reeve line. So we just have two single sheath pulleys going off the bottom of the small paw. And then we just use poacher's knots on each side for the control line. So blue is the control line for the far side, and then tan is the control sign for the near side, which is where we are. And then we have a 2-track system. They're both 9/5 ropes through orange. Coming on up over to here, we have our festoons. So when he's coming towards me, they just mind themselves and they just slip through. When he's panning out, somebody has to sit here and then they just let one go, wait a while, let one go, wait a while, let one go. You can see they didn't do that on the other side, so it looks all sloppy, and that's what happens. So we want to avoid that. And then we have to deal with the weight of the blue line in this instance during the haul because it's just sagging way more than it should. But it's okay. It all buffs out. For the track line, we have a 6-to-1 setup. So right here, sight. It's just a 6 mil Prussic loop. It's just Prussic on like twice. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total, but Prussic on twice. And that grabs both those lines just fine. Going up, we have our captures on a rigging plate. This is just a max over configuration, right into some pulleys. The thing is, and to note when you're pulling on both lines like this, is pull on the 1-to-1s and make sure those lines are both kind of matching before you start hauling on them together. And that's a way to just get around making the big old W and kind of do it in line. But this is just a 6-to-1, decently efficient. I was able to pull on it by myself with a redirect down slope to tension it with a 2 kilonewton load. We have the load cell, and this is just girth hitched on. This is an Alpine runner from Blue Ice, works really great, staying centered in there. And we just girth hitched on the purple, so it's gonna be real easy to untie after it's been weighted. And then this is just added redundancy, just slapped on there. We opted to do a redirect for our control line and our reeving line. This is just to help to hold up the materials and keep them separated. There's not much weight on this or force. So when we're hauling, it's coming up through here. And I really wanted to just stay in the shade today. It wasn't the biggest haul field in the world, but it was better than going up and down this slope in the beaten sun. For the control line to get him over, I was able to do it with a 3-to-1 by myself. It was tough, but I was able to do it with a 3-to-1 by myself. I did use a tib lock. Reason is it's a Technora rope, it's a Canyoneering Tech rope, or a Sterling Tactical Response, same exact thing. Okay, they're ready to go home. We don't have any friction going over the edge to overcome and have the friction come up over with this rope during the haul. This line is up, just going through the pulleys out to him in free hanging space. And as long as I don't keep hauling while the control line on that side is like locked off. So if I feel like a lot of resistance, I want to stop, I'm totally okay with that. On the reeving line, we just have a 6 mil prusik wrap. And lastly, the rigging for these lines. So on the control line, we have a D-steel with a pulley pre-rigged. And I did offset loops for this anchor material. And this tree to me was totally strong enough for rigging off all these things. If I want to switch to a lower, I can just pop it in. And then when I gotta go to a haul, I just pop it out and it's already there for me. And the D-steel makes it so it lays nice and clean. I did the same thing on the reeving line. And then I just opted, with the gear we had and the way this was set up, was 2 separate slings just to create that offset, similar to how I just tied offset loops in this 8 mil Technora cord for anchor material. So coming into here, if I needed to pop this in, it'd be back here and it'd be offset, and I just mind it like normal. And this is really good in the reeving line because if the attendant's prusiks get tied and bite down accidentally, all I have to do is just pull this loop through. I could pull on a 1-to-1, help them break those prusiks really quick, and then go right back down into the lower or the raise, whatever we were doing if those prusiks got broken. And the same exact setup is set up on the far side as well.